on in. Welcome to the program. I'm your boyfriend, George. What an honor and a privilege it is to be with you here each and every night. I hope you had a wonderful day. Very excited about the program today because he's not only one of the most interesting and dominant figures in Canadian political history, he's also funny, and if you get him on the right day, and judging by the conversations earlier, it is the right day, he could be not having it. And tonight we're going to get in the right chair with the right honorable Jean Chrétien, former Prime Minister. It's actually a great guest to have on the program because it takes care of taxpayer dollars because it's a smaller expense when Chrétien's here. Because with this Prime Minister, you actually don't have to pay for extra security because he'll just himself. And the Shawinigan handshake, right? Hey, Mr. Prime. And that's to the people he likes. Can we just a little tip of the hat? Congrats to the Snow Masters of Canada, Kaya Tursky and Mark McMorris, both been on the program, both did very well at the X Games on the weekend. Kaya won gold in ski slopestyle. Mark won silver for snowboard slopestyle. Fractured a rib. But he's still going to Sochi. Fractured rib. He's got 23 left. He can pull it off. By the way, fellow Canuck, Maxence Parot took home the gold. Very exciting for the Canadians. Going to perform very well at the Olympics this time. Also, the Grammys were actually pretty good. I know what you're expecting. You're expecting me to come on and be all negative, going, oh, Katy Perry lip-synced, you know, which was the best choice for all of us, but I'm not going to say that. I'm not going down that road. But there's one, I sincerely don't want to engage in any schadenfreude on any level at all. It's just not part of who I am as a person. Love and gratitude, namaste. But when the presenter was going to say random access memories for the Daft Punk win, I loved it because for 2 seconds, Taylor Swift and her friends thought she won. Watch that again. Oh, and listen, look at the guy beside her about to say the F word. Ah, just for 2 seconds, Taylor was gonna pull a Kanye. It was so exciting. And thank you very much to Pharrell for promoting the Canadian Mounties. All right, the Senate scandal, House of Commons, let's deal with today. Ukrainska. All right, off the top, it is International Holocaust Remembrance Day, so respect to you, Yom HaShoah V'Hagavura. Did I say that right, Steve? There you go. I knew I was going to blow that pronunciation, but it's an important day to remember, and we have to do it. So the winter sitting of Parliament began this afternoon, not to be confused with the winter session of Parliament. That was last weekend at Justin Trudeau's chalet in Mont-Tremblant. Word is that Andrew Cash and John Baird got into a really intense argument over the door-to-door delivery of Funyuns. It got really nasty. Lots of important battles were expected to be waged between now and June, though. That's why it's important to talk about the return of the House. Canada Post reforms. What will happen? Public sector bargaining. Changes to the Citizenship Act. New regulations for predatory loans. I think there could be good stuff in there. Planes, trains, and pipelines, two of which we're not very good with these days. And as much as they're trying to hide it during the Olympics, a teensy tiny budget that no one ever wants to talk about. But we will. Despite all this, though, the opposition's January muse continues to be the Senate scandal. Oh yes, that thing that allegedly happened. Here's a recap.
The Senate scandal in 30 seconds.
These senators claimed housing and travel expenses that were ruled no good. These guys paid it back, but this guy paid it back with a loan from this guy. Then the Federal Ethics Commissioner, says right was wrong. So he quit, then said he got the okay for the check from the PMO. PMO said no. Duffy claims cover-ups and coercion. Who's telling the truth? What did the Prime Minister know and when did he know it? Time will tell.
The Senate scandal in 30 seconds.
Do that right here for him. All right, so with the new season underway in Ottawa, what can we expect from our clutch players? What's the long game? What's the short game? Both are a big part of it. We're going to start with the PM, the nation's dad. Long game, rebound from the Senate scandal, put down mini revolts in the caucus, try not to make any more scandals, and lead the Tories to another majority. That's the long game. The short game, deflect current scandals by constantly referencing Trudeau's pot use, put out more ads that you could never have enough ads, according to this government, and even programs that don't currently exist and may never exist. Justin Trudeau's long game, maintain positive poll momentum. In his mind, lead the Liberals to victory. The short game, try not to talk about Chinese communism anymore. It's not working for you. Also, showcase that hair, it's beautiful, and try to sound convincing about something. And now, the scrapper, that's according to People. The scrapper, Thomas Mulcair, long game. Establish the NDP as a government in waiting, hopefully in his mind and his people's mind, to form a government. Short game, stand next to Trudeau in scrum screaming, I'm right over here. I'm right over here. Now, good news if you're going to Sochi and you're a homophobe. Bad news. Bad news if you're going to Sochi and you're a GAY, because your Grindr's gonna work overtime. Not that all people who are gay are on Grindr, but some of my friends are. Because apparently Sochi is a gay-free zone. How do we know? Because the mayor of Sochi himself says so. He was asked about gays in Sochi. He said, we don't have them in our town. Really, Your Worship? Then explain this, please.
That stage as much a refuge for the performers as the club has been for the clients for nearly a decade. This is the resort town of Sochi, host of the Olympics this year and a long-time gay getaway.
Maybe he just hasn't made it there yet. In related news, Russian television, by the way, has announced they've found the next location to shoot a new season of The Bachelor. It's called The Bachelor No Homo. That's what they're going for. I can't wait for that moment. I can't wait for that moment when an athlete wins a gold medal and somehow, you know, flies a rainbow flag or does something. I can't wait for that moment to show the rest of the world. You know, if there is a God, she or he, not pleased with many people these days, not even his official PR representative on Earth, Pope Frankie, nor the divided people of Ukraine. Of course, yesterday the Pope prayed for common reason to prevail there, even invited children to release doves of peace from a window at the Vatican. So he did that. Right? They look pretty, right? Oh, doves.
Bye.
Oh, doves. Here's the... Yeah, and then, well... And then this happened. Attacked by a seagull. Then the other one got his ass kicked by a crow. Can we stop with the peace doves? Let's go back to what former Prime Minister Lester B. Pearson always envisioned, peace kittens. That's what he wanted. That's your debrief.